9.2b, I'm on page 631. We're subtracting polynomials still, and let's look at example 5. We have 2y cubed minus 3y squared minus 4y minus 2, and we're going to subtract 3y cubed, boy there's a lot on here, minus 6y squared plus 7y minus 3. Okay, so the key thing to remember is see if there's anything you can combine in each of the parentheses. There isn't. Now we're going to take the parentheses off. Again, this first one here, we have no sign in front of here, so we can just take off the parentheses with no cares. Now we've got a minus sign here, so that changes the sign of everything inside the parentheses, and we're just going to rewrite everything with the change sign. I really suggest you do this step. Now after we do that, we're going to combine like terms. We have a 2y cubed and a minus 3y cubed, which gives us a negative y cubed, because remember, signs are different. You take the difference between the two. Difference between 3 and 2 is 1, and we put the sign of the largest number, 3, on our answer. Okay, so those are done. Now we're going to look at negative 3y squared and positive 6y squared. So we're done with that. Now we're going to look at negative 4y and negative 7y is negative 11y. Those are done. And negative 2 and positive 3 is a plus 1. Alright, next section, which is C, bottom of page 631, finding the value of a polynomial. A lot of times, what they'll do is they'll give you some problems, such as 4x squared minus 7x plus 2. And they will tell you that x is negative 2. Well, what they're wanting you to do is just take that negative 2 and plug it into the equation, or in this this expression, and find out what the answer is using negative 2 for x. So my suggestion again is to do the parentheses. We're going to write our negative 2 wherever we see an x. Okay? So we're just replacing negative 2 with x. The squared stays there, the 4 stays there. Minus 7, I'm going to use parentheses again, plus 2. Now I use parentheses just to focus our attention on we're just replacing the x with the negative 2, nothing else. And that keeps everything lined up and good to go so that we don't make any simple mistakes. So negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. 7 times negative 2 is, or negative 7 times negative 2, there's two negatives there. And we have that. So now we have 16 plus 14 plus 2 equals 32. So you can do, let me show you a couple different ways that you can do a certain part that we have here. This part right here. You can do two different ways. One of them is the way I did. Negative 7 times negative 2 is positive 14. Okay? But if you're asking yourself, wait a minute, is this a negative sign or is it a minus sign? It doesn't matter. They both work the same way. If you want it to be a negative sign, it's negative 7 times negative 2, which is positive 14, so it's plus 14. If you like it as a minus sign, it's minus 7 times negative 2, negative 14. Okay, so if you multiply just these together and you carry your minus sign, this is negative 14. Well, two negatives make a positive. So it's still plus 14. So either way works. You'll get the right answer. Problem set, 9.2, page 633. Look at a few problems there. Put my whiteboard together again. Let's see. 1 through 10 we're just adding. No problems there. 18, one of the things you want to look at for 17 through 20 is the wording. Subtract 2x squared minus 3x plus 5 from 4x squared minus 6x plus 12. So we're subtracting it from. So the 4x squared minus 6x plus 12 is our first set of numbers here. That's our trinomial or polynomial, because we're subtracting this next part from it. 2x squared minus 3x plus 5. So that's the way that's going to be written. Let's go ahead and rewrite this without the parentheses. Minus sign means to take off the parentheses. I take off the, or I change the signs. Plus 3x minus 5. Start combining my terms. 2x squared, get rid of those. Minus 6x plus 3x. I'm assuming you remember how to do all of this, so I'm not going into all the detail about how to add and subtract positive and negative numbers. That was a long time ago. Alright, so let's jump to 21 to 26. They are just, again, giving you an equation and giving you what that number or variable represents numerically, and you're just supposed to plug it in and find out what the answer is. So 25. They're giving you that polynomial, and they're saying that y is negative 1. So wherever we see a y, we plug in a negative 1, 12, and a negative 1. Alright, so negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. So 4 times positive 1 plus 12 times negative 1, negative 12, plus 9. So we have 4 minus 12 plus 9. And that ends up giving us 4 minus 12 is negative 8 plus 9 is 1. So that's lesson 9.2, problem set.